Have you ever had your therapist ask you to adopt them? I'd been seeing Dr. Pamela for almost 2 years when she asked the question that flipped our entire professional relationship upside down. It was a Thursday, raining hard outside, and I was halfway through explaining my latest workplace drama when she put down her notepad and said, "Jerome, I need to ask you something completely inappropriate." My first thought was she was about to confess romantic feelings, which would have been awkward since I'm gay and she knew that. Instead, she said, "Would you consider adopting me?" Not legally, obviously. I'm 43, but like emotionally? I sat there on her beige couch, staring at the woman who'd helped me through my divorce, my father's death, and my crippling fear of butterflies, wondering if she was having a breakdown. "Is this a new therapeutic technique?" I asked carefully. "No, this is me being incredibly unprofessional and probably violating 16 different ethical guidelines." She took off her glasses and rubbed her eyes. "I'm having a midlife crisis, and you're the most functional adult I know. I'm your patient. I pay you to listen to my problems." "Exactly, and your problems are so normal. You ever listen to yourself?" "Oh no, my boss gave me too much responsibility. Oh dear, I saved too much for retirement. Meanwhile, I'm 43, living with 5 cats, and I just bought a motorcycle I can't ride." "You bought a motorcycle?" "A Harley. It's in my living room because I'm scared to drive it outside." This was surreal. "Don't you have friends? Family?" She laughed, but it wasn't a happy sound. "My parents are conspiracy theorists who think I'm brainwashing people for the government. My brother sells essential oils and keeps trying to cure my patients with lavender. My last friend ghosted me after I psychoanalyzed her boyfriend at dinner." "Why would you do that?" "He was using classic manipulation tactics. Someone had to say something. I realized I was now counseling my counselor." "Pamela, you need therapy." "I have a therapist. He's worse than me. Last week he cried about his divorce during my session. I ended up comforting him." "Get a different therapist." "I've been through 6. Apparently I'm too analytical. One said I was therapy resistant. Another said I was the most exhausting patient he'd ever had." "Me? Exhausting?" She was definitely exhausting. "So you want me to, what, adopt you emotionally? What does that even mean?" She pulled out a PowerPoint presentation, an actual PowerPoint. I'm glad you asked. The first slide said, "Why Jerome should be my emotional support human." There were bullet points, charts, a graph showing my emotional stability over time versus hers. "You made a presentation? I'm thorough. Look, slide 3 shows our complementary personality traits. You're stable, I'm chaotic, you're practical, I'm theoretical. You have your life together. I spent last night arguing with teenagers on Reddit about the ending of Lost, the show that ended 14 years ago. They're wrong about the island." I watched, mesmerized, as she went through all 12 slides. There was a section on benefits. She'd stopped charging me for therapy, responsibilities, mainly talking her out of impulsive purchases, and even a quarterly review system. "This is insane," I said when she finished. "I know, but insane in a manageable way, right? The thing is, I actually felt bad for her. Here was this brilliant woman who'd helped so many people but couldn't navigate her own life. Plus, the free therapy would save me $400 a month. If I say yes and I'm not saying yes, what would this look like?" Her face lit up. "Weekly coffee meetings where you tell me I don't need another cat. Occasional texts talking me out of joining MLMS. Maybe help me figure out how to date without psychoanalyzing everyone. You analyze everyone?" I diagnosed my last date with narcissistic personality disorder over appetizers. I was right, but still, against every bit of common sense I had, I agreed to a trial period. 1 month of being her emotional support person in exchange for continued free therapy. It was the weirdest month of my life. She'd text me photos from stores. "Do I need this?" It was always no. She'd call during bad dates, pretending I was an emergency. Once, she showed up at my apartment at 10 p.m. with a 6th cat she'd almost adopted. "Take him back," I said. "But he has anxiety. So do your other 5 cats. And you. Your apartment is just one big anxiety ball." She took him back. The arrangement actually worked, though. She stopped making impulsive purchases, started dating a normal accountant named Gerald who didn't mind being psychoanalyzed, even learned to ride the motorcycle, though she only drove it to the grocery store. Meanwhile, I got free therapy and, weirdly, a friend. Turns out, when she wasn't trying to fix everyone, Pamela was actually fun. She knew every true crime podcast, made amazing lasagna, and could destroy anyone at Scrabble. After 3 months, we ended the formal arrangement but kept the friendship. She still therapizes me, but now I can tell her when she's being ridiculous. It's the most functional dysfunction I've ever been part of. Last week, she texted me a photo of a tattoo parlor. Should I get a face tattoo? Absolutely not. What about just a small butterfly on my neck? No, you're no fun. That's literally why you adopted me. Best decision I ever made. Probably the weirdest too, but that's Pamela.